The story now gripping Hollywood didn't begin with a red carpet premiere or a blockbuster release. It began quietly inside legal filings, industry whispers, and the sudden shift in online sentiment. For years, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were viewed as the untouchable power couple of modern entertainment. Witty interviews, playful social media banter, billion-dollar business deals, and a reputation carefully built on trust and likability. But over the last year, the tone online has changed dramatically. Social platforms that once celebrated their humor and romance are now flooded with debate, criticism, and questions about authenticity. According to industry coverage by Variety and The Hollywood Reporter, legal disputes connected to the film It Ends With Us triggered a wave of scrutiny that extended far beyond the courtroom. What makes this story different from ordinary celebrity controversy is the scale of the shift. In Hollywood, scandals often fade quickly, but this time the conversation expanded into business, branding, and the enormous financial ecosystem surrounding celebrity trust. Analysts at Forbes have repeatedly highlighted how Reynolds built a deep fortune not only through acting, but through equity stakes and brand partnerships, including aviation, gin, and Mint Mobile. That success depended on a single asset more valuable than any contract: public goodwill. Now, that goodwill is being tested in real time. As lawsuits, leaked communications, and media commentary circulated, fans began to ask a question once considered unthinkable. Is the carefully crafted public image fully authentic? And in the world of celebrity business empires, that question alone can trigger massive financial ripple effects. Tonight we break down how public perception turned, why audiences are reacting so strongly, and what this could mean for one of Hollywood's most profitable personal brands. To understand the backlash, you have to understand how rare this level of brand trust actually is. For more than a decade, Reynolds cultivated a persona built on humor, humility, and relatability. Interviews felt unscripted, advertisements felt self-aware, and social media posts felt personal. That image wasn't just entertainment, it became a business model. According to reporting by Bloomberg, Reynolds' investments in brand partnerships turned him into one of Hollywood's most successful celebrity entrepreneurs. His stake in Aviation Gin contributed to a deal valued at hundreds of millions, while Mint Mobile's sale to T-Mobile reportedly reached over $1 billion. This success reshaped how studios and brands view celebrity influence. Instead of traditional endorsements, Reynolds became the face and often the co-owner of companies he promoted. Marketing experts cited in CNBC described the strategy as a blueprint for the celebrity equity era, where personality becomes the primary marketing engine. But that model comes with a hidden vulnerability. If the brand is the person, and public perception becomes the balance sheet. When legal disputes involving Lively and director Justin Baldoni entered the headlines, the conversation shifted quickly from film production to reputation management. Social media analysis firms noted spikes in negative sentiment and polarized discussions. Fans who once praised the couple's transparency began questioning how much of the image was carefully managed. The shift didn't happen overnight, but once it began, it spread across platforms at remarkable speed. This is the moment where a celebrity story becomes a business story, because when audiences start to doubt authenticity, the impact doesn't stay online. It moves into contracts, partnerships, and the future of entire projects. The most dramatic twist in this unfolding narrative is how quickly industry reactions followed public sentiment. Hollywood studios rarely respond publicly to controversy unless financial risk is involved. Yet insiders speaking to Deadline Hollywood described a noticeable shift in how upcoming projects were being evaluated. The reason is simple. Blockbuster films and brand campaigns depend heavily on audience perception. When that perception becomes uncertain, financial forecasts change with it. Entertainment analysts often compare these moments to previous celebrity reputation crises, noting how rapidly partnerships can shift when risk enters the equation. Reports compiled by the Wall Street Journal emphasized that studios and advertisers run constant risk assessments tied to public sentiment. It's not about guilt or innocence, it's about predictability. Investors and executives want to know how audiences will react months or even years in advance. When sentiment becomes volatile, caution becomes the default strategy. Meanwhile, Online communities continue to debate every new development, every legal filing, and every public statement. What once felt like a universally adored celebrity partnership is now one of the most polarizing conversations in entertainment culture. Fans are divided, commentators are speculating, and the industry is watching closely. And this is where the suspense deepens. Because the legal process is far from over, and the financial consequences are still unfolding. In Hollywood, reputation can take decades to build and only months to test. The real question is no longer whether public opinion has shifted, clearly has. The question now is whether this power couple can rebuild the trust that powered their way, empire in the first place. Or whether the backlash has already changed the trajectory of their story forever. What makes this story even more intense is how quickly audience behavior can translate into measurable numbers. Marketing analysts frequently point to data from Nielsen and YouGov to track brand favorability and public sentiment in real time. These firms have repeatedly shown that a sudden shift in public trust can influence everything from streaming viewership to product sales. In the past, celebrity controversies often stayed confined to tabloids. Today, every headline instantly becomes data. Every trending topic becomes a measurable shift in perception. Insiders speaking to Reuters describe how modern studios will monitor social media sentiment alongside traditional box office projections. That means a legal dispute doesn't just live in courtrooms, it lives in spreadsheets, investor calls, and marketing meetings. This is where the stakes become enormous. A blockbuster campaign can cost tens of millions of dollars before the first ticket is sold, if audience enthusiasm drops even slightly. The financial ripple effect spreads across multiple industries. What once looked like a private legal conflict has become a public stress test for the economics of celebrity trust. Fans aren't just discussing a lawsuit, they're debating authenticity, influence, and the power of public image. And when those debates grow loud enough, the entertainment industry listens carefully. Because in Hollywood, perception often becomes reality long before a court ever reaches a verdict. Behind the scenes, executives are asking a question that rarely reaches the public. How long does reputational turbulence last? According to coverage by Financial Times, brand crises often follow a predictable pattern: shock, backlash, polarization, and eventually fatigue. The audience grows tired of the noise. The headlines slow down, and attention shifts elsewhere. But not every celebrity emerges unchanged. Some rebuild stronger than ever. Others never fully recover their previous image. This uncertainty is what makes the current situation so unpredictable. Reports from the New York Times highlight how social media has transformed the speed and scale of public reaction. Conversations that once unfolded over months now explode in days. Narratives form quickly, and once they take hold, they can be difficult to reverse. For a couple whose brand depended heavily on relatability and humor, the shift towards serious legal headlines created a dramatic contrast that audiences noticed immediately. Industry observers say the challenge isn't just legal, it's emotional. Fans feel personally connected to celebrities they've followed for years. When that connection changes, reactions can be intense. Supporters defend passionately. Critics push back just as strongly. The result is a divided audience that continues to debate every new development. And with each passing week, the question grows louder. Will time heal the damage? Or has the public narrative already shifted permanently? Now the spotlight turns to what comes next. Hollywood history shows that reputation recovery often depends on timing, transparency, and the projects that follow controversy. Analysts cited by Forbes note that a single successful film business launch or charitable initiative can reshape public conversation almost overnight. Yet rebuilding trust requires something more difficult than success. It requires consistency over time. The suspense lies in the unknown future. Upcoming projects, brand partnerships, and public appearances will all be watched more closely than ever before. Every interview will be analyzed. Every campaign will be measured. Every public statement will be dissected across social media. The level of scrutiny has changed, and it may never return to what it once was. For audiences, the fascination continues because the story feels unfinished. Legal outcomes may eventually bring closure in the courtroom, but public opinion rarely reaches a clear verdict. It evolves, shifts, and sometimes surprises everyone. The power couple, who once symbolized humor, romance, and business brilliance, now stand at a crossroads shaped by perception and trust. And that is why this story refuses to fade. Because in Hollywood, fame can open doors, wealth can build empires. But public belief is the foundation beneath it all. The coming months will reveal whether that foundation can be rebuilt, or whether the backlash marks the beginning of an entirely new chapter in the relationship between celebrities and the audiences who once adored them.